Hey guys, my name is Joni and this is Branching Business. Welcome to another video. This video is a bit different from usual because I'm sharing my desktop view with you guys, and in this video I talk about optionality and the so-called barbell strategy. So optionality is a big theme in my own life philosophy, and optionality is an idea that's advanced by Nassim Taleb in his book Anti-Fragile and also in his other books. And at the most basic level, optionality just means having lots of options. And I found myself in situations where I've been lacking options, and ever since I've wanted to maximize my own options in life. So options are mechanisms of option-like trial and error, aka convex tinkering, and option-like trial and error includes low-cost mistakes with known maximum losses and large potential payoff that's unbounded. And I have a graph here that shows you the idea of convex tinkering and asymmetric gains. So this graph is from Taylor Pearson's website, by the way, in case you're interested. So this graph here shows what asymmetric phenomena are often like. So let's imagine something, for example, buying or trading stock options. You have a limited downside over here, and in this graph it's called pain. That's kind of funny. And here we have gain area, and this graph might not be the best example, but at least it shows that pain over here is limited and gain over here is bigger. And if this graph was any bigger, then this gain could go higher and higher. And variable could be different things, but we can just assume that variable in this case means money. So let's say we have bought options, and if we lose that trade, then we have a bounded pain over here. But if we have an option that can give us perhaps unbounded gain, then that gain could be huge, whereas this pain is limited. So that forms an asymmetry, and this is an important aspect of optionality. So we all should do things in our lives that are asymmetric, and they can help us achieve positive things through asymmetric phenomena. And this lower graph here shows what happens if we do wrong things. So there are things where gain is bounded, and on the other hand pain could be unbounded. And for example, we buy insurance because this graph. So we buy insurance because we want to ensure that we don't suffer from unbounded pain. So the cost of buying insurance is often very low compared to the pain that it can cause. So yeah, these graphs show the basic idea behind optionality, and optionality can help you live better in this world, in a sense that when you use these rules of optionality, you can take advantage of asymmetric positive phenomena, and then you can avoid negative phenomena that could potentially lead you to ruin. Yeah, so that's a short introduction to optionality, and I will talk more about optionality in my future videos. But in this video I actually want to talk more about barbell strategy here on the right. So barbell strategy is also something that Taleb talks about in his books, and this barbell strategy is about risk allocation, and this barbell strategy follows the idea of optionality. So this barbell strategy is something that I'm trying to use in my own life, and nothing that I say here, by the way, is investment advice. This is just my own personal way to think about investing and about risk. This is my own personal way to think about risk allocation and what it could look like in an ideal scenario. So barbell strategy follows the idea of optionality with risk allocation, and when we think about optionality, there are these asymmetric phenomena that could give us huge gains or huge pain. And actually, if this is the case, then we need to balance our risks in a way that we are using either we need to, how should I put it, we need to ensure that we are using optionality in the right way. So we shouldn't use those options that put us at great risk, but at the same time don't give us great possible gains. So just one example. So in my opinion, stocks are very risky assets, because when you buy stocks, you might actually buy stocks that have more pain than more gain. So how should I put it? So the price of stocks usually contains all the information about the future that the investors have. So when you buy stocks, you might not have that much potential on the upside. You are buying stocks where the future potential is already priced in. So in the worst case scenario, all you have left is pain when the price of the stock drops in the future. So buying stocks is not the best idea according to barbell strategy. But in barbell strategy, 90% of resources or assets are allocated in low risk investments. So those could be, for example, money that's put in growth yield accounts or similar. That of course depends on your area. You might, and also timing is relevant in this thing. So you might be able to put your money in a growth yield account where you can get steady interest for your money, and according to barbell strategy, you could put most of your accrued savings in that kind of account where your money is secured. And I think, in my personal opinion, growth yield accounts are very good. They are a very good option because you can get that interest and you can protect your savings from inflation that way. And at the moment I have a savings account myself that's tied to the interest level that we have. So yeah, it's tied to Euribor interest that we have here in Europe. So I'm getting some percentages on top of what I can save when I keep my money in my own growth yield account, and that way I don't have to worry about my money, all the savings that I have accumulated when they are in my growth yield account, and it's protected for all kinds of unexpected disasters. And yeah, so most of the money, according to barbell strategies, should be allocated in low risk environment. And what about the rest of the resources or rest of the assets? Well, about 10% or 50% could be allocated in high risk assets, and those high risk assets or this high risk area consists of different projects and different ventures, and the main point is that with that 10 or 50% of your assets, you should look for different phenomena that can bring you unbounded potential gain. So these can include different business projects, startup funding, angel investing, option trading, but it could be anything that's useful and scalable. It could be digital assets, it could be some kind of scalable business. So yeah, and usually when we take advantage of these high risk ventures, we have very low expectations, and what that means is that usually we just buy the option to do something in the future, which means that we might actually be losing money quite consistently. And these ventures or these assets are very high risk, but that doesn't mean that we put ourselves in risk. That actually means that we as an investor have a very low risk overall, because most of our assets are in low risk environment. And usually these ventures usually cost the total cost of these ventures is low in the portfolio. When you look at the portfolio as a whole, they form only a small percentage of all the investments that you have. So yeah, and what else? Well, I already said that these ventures have huge upside potential, and when you put your money in those high risk investments, you can expect that most of your ventures will fail. So this is the area where we are deliberately looking for high risk possibilities, and we can only expect that most of our ventures will end up in failure. So when you think about it, we put most of our money in a safe environment intentionally, and then we put the rest of the money in high risk ventures intentionally. So that is what optionality means. We do not seek the opportunities that have bounded upside. We are looking for ventures that have unbounded upside and huge potential gains. So allocate either to low or high risk prospects. They shouldn't be in between where risks are high and asymmetric gains are missing. And don't be shy to put your money in personal investments and skill development, because that is an important part of this whole optionality thing. You can and you should put your money in prospects that do not necessarily seem like a good prospect when you first look at it. But you should think your whole life from the standpoint of optionality. So you as a person are something that can also gain these huge asymmetric benefits when you invest in yourself. So it's always a good idea to invest in yourself and learn new things and buy things that might seem like a waste at first, but if those purchases, or if those things that you want to get for yourself, if those things can increase your optionality in the future, then they should be advanced in your own search for optionality. And personally, what it means personally for me is that I actually put a steady amount of my savings to personal investments. I buy books and I buy different courses that help me develop my skills that I think might be beneficial for me in the future. So yeah, and I hope that this presentation shows you what my channel is about, because this whole optionality thing and the barbell strategy that I try to use this is all kind of related to my life philosophy. So my channel is called Branching Business, and it's not called philosophy channel or anything like that. It's called Branching Business, and the whole idea behind this branching business thing is that in life I want to divide my risks, and also I want to take advantage of different options, so I could be successful in the future. Of course, that's not guaranteed that I will be successful in any of my ventures, but this is something that I'm using, and it seems like a very good option. And actually, when you abide to these rules of barbell strategy, you cannot fail, because most of your assets are in low risk environment. So whatever you do with your ventures and your high risk prospects, you cannot put yourself into ruin. You cannot ruin yourself when you're using this kind of strategy. So yeah, and you should always think about your own strengths. People have different strengths, and what we see as an option might be different for different people, and you should always increase the optionality most there where you have the biggest strengths. So if you have some kind of ability, or you have knowledge in some area, then you should definitely take advantage of your knowledge and of your strengths, and you should try to increase your optionality where you have the biggest comparative advantage when your skills are compared to other people. You should definitely try to take advantage of your own strengths. Yeah, and I just want to give you guys some information about my own personal situation. So I've been unemployed for almost 4 months now, and unemployment is a phase of life where there's lots of volatility and lots of craziness. So when people are unemployed, I think they should take advantage of unemployment and search for different options. And actually unemployment is a really good chance to search for different options, and I intend to take advantage of my unemployment. And I actually haven't been too lucky in my job search for the last 4 months, but I'm probably gonna make another video in the future about being lucky and what I think about luck. So I'm not gonna go too deep into that area in this video. And so yeah, the whole idea about optionality is that when things are volatile, you should maximize options and exposure to risks. So we are not trying to avoid risks, we are just balancing our risks in a right way. And at the moment my assets actually grow despite unemployment, so for the time being I'm not too worried about my situation, because I'm lucky to live here in Finland and I can actually save money while I'm being unemployed. But of course I want to be active myself, so I'm not currently completely happy with my situation, and I've been trying hard, but so far the things that I've been doing have not given me that kind of success that I've wanted. So it is what it is, and if I'm not lucky, then I cannot do anything about it. But of course, if this situation continues in the future, then I need to come up with something else, and I'm not gonna keep doing these same things over and over. I'm gonna change my strategy, but at the moment I'm just gonna explore my options, and then if it seems like the situation gets worse, then I will definitely change my strategy. But right now I'm just going a little bit crazy with my approach, and I think that's okay. So anyone who's unemployed should look for options, and you never know what might happen when you take advantage of your options. And yeah, so I'm taking advantage of my options, and I'm trying to increase my optionality, and I'm probably trying different projects in the future, but I'll be giving you guys further updates along the road. And I'm not completely sure what kinds of projects I will start doing, but I'll keep you guys updated. So far I've been doing YouTube videos, and I actually wrote one book, and I don't think anyone has read a single page of my latest book, but I'm gonna write another book. So there's something about optionality that's how should I put it? Optionality is not about getting the maximum amount of money. It's not just about money. Optionality is it's a life philosophy. So if I do something that is not getting me the results that I want today, then that option might increase my optionality anyways. So if I increase my skills, and let's say that I continue doing YouTube videos and I write another book and so on, it might not give me results in the near future, but I think those things could still be valuable from the perspective of longer time frame. So if I keep doing YouTube videos, I might actually get really good at video editing, and if I keep doing those things and I keep progressing my skills, then I think I'm in a better position in the future than if I had not done those things. So yeah, I will keep searching for new opportunities, and I will keep taking advantage of my options. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this barbell strategy, and I wanted to tell you about optionality too. And I think that's all I have to say in this video, and I will in my future videos I will definitely talk more about barbell strategy and optionality, and my next book also will be about optionality, and I will probably talk a lot more about this topic in my future videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you again in one of my future videos. Bye bye.